Nonimatikela, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to look into Usibanda's cross-examination. What a wow, what a way, what a woo, what a ha, what a ha ha ha, what a Father Christmas run. Way. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What on earth was that? The arrogance. The arrogance was on another level. The shouting was on another level. And the 1 hour drive, say, I call you 2 minute noodles, Kesana, at this point, because what? Excuse me, sir, what? You got exhausted from an 1 hour thingy? Son, that's 2 minutes noodles, Galoksan. It didn't make sense. Do you know why you got tired, sir? Because you came in there, guns blazing. Ushonga, when you were so sure of yourself. Ufutela phezulu. Hayibo, wesibanda. Wesibanda. Calm down, say. Why were you shouting at the witness? Why were you shouting at the witness? I did not understand. I honestly did not understand because my goodness. So in this video, what you are about to hear is not a debate about semantics. No, that is not what it is. It is about how evidence is mischaracterized. Mischaracterized. How caution is rebranded as certainty, and how the record is bent to fit a narrative. It's been happening. We've been watching. This moment in the Senzomiwa trial is being quietly oversold as a contradiction. It isn't. And once the record is read honestly, the argument collapses. The state, through Dr. Sibanda, has attempted to portray Gwabini's testimony as categorically claim about Makosonke's employment status. Njani? A firm statement, a supposed falsehood, a contradiction that must mean something bigger. But here is the problem, though. The statement or that statement was never made. That's not how it was made. Gwabini, when Gwabini was questioned by Advocate Nxumalo about Makosonke's employment, his answer was cautious, qualified, and temporarily limited. He said, I wouldn't know, but the last time I checked, he was unemployed. Pause there for a second. That is not a declaration of a fact. That is not a certainty. That is not a present tense claim. It is a qualified response introduced by uncertainty. I wouldn't know. Those words matter. Much has been made of the interpreters, yes. But the record is clear that yes did not confirm unemployment as a current reality. It confirmed the uncertainty. I wouldn't know. What followed was not a contradiction. It was a clarification. And a clarification is not inconsistency. Gwabini went further. He explained that he was referring to the last time he saw Makosonke back at home. Not recently, not at the time of the offense, not as a matter of present knowledge. He made it explicit that his memory was limited and that he could not definitely say whether Makosonke was employed later. That temporary boundary was clear on the record. It was never withdrawn. It was never contradicted. But here is where the argument truly fails. Even if Gwabini had been certain, which he was not, his evidence would still be legally insignificant on this point. Why? Gwabini is not an employer. He is not an HR official. he is not a custodian of employment records. His testimony cannot constitute proof of employment status. At worst, it is being inflated beyond its legal weight. To reframe a cautious limited answer as definitive falsehood is not advocacy. It is misrepresentation. It does not strengthen the state's case. It does not advance the truth finding. It does not establish credibility or dishonesty. In a neutral court, this argument would be dismissed as immaterial. What is this moment about? What this moment reveals is not contradiction by the witness, but a willingness to stretch the record by Dr. Sibanda. When uncertainty is presented as certainty, when context is ignored, and when legally irrelevant points are elevated into supposed breakthroughs, the integrity of the process suffers. Because what the hell was that? What the hell was that, son? This is not how evidence collapses a defense. This is how weak cases try to manufacture momentum where there isn't. Gwabini did not lie. He did not contradict himself. And his evidence does not prove what the state suggests it does. Read the record carefully, and the narrative falls apart. Usibanda needs to be checked all the time. A record that they use, it needs to be checked. Because there is no way that Usibanda ubambelele like this on something that is not true. And the way he came in, he was really coming there, sure of himself, knowing of what he comes to do. He's talking about lie one, lie two, lie three. Sir, you are the one who's not using the record correctly. Someone please tell him. You are the one who is not using the record correctly as you should. Because what was that, son? What was that Usibanda was doing there? I was shocked. And then the next thing, he got tired in 2 minutes. Haibo. He wasted the court's valuable time, and entire 20 minutes was wasted because he is exhausted. From what? From what exactly was he exhausted from? Yo! But if it was Mnisi that said that he is exhausted, Ujadrata would have refused to adjourn. He would have refused, I tell you. Because it was one of those moments where the courtroom sounds dramatic, but the record tells a different story. Usibanda, what he did there, he probably heard, in fact, maybe you, as a person that was watching the case or who is listening to this video, you probably have heard it framed as a contradiction. A supposed lie, a witness caught out, of which that was not. That framing was very wrong. And once you listen carefully, it collapses completely. Haibo Dr. Sibanda. And the confidence that he had, I could not believe him. He was so full of himself, because what actually happened there, a cautious, qualified answer was being reframed as a definitive claim by Usibanda. That is what he did. A temporal explanation was being ignored. and a legally minor issue is being inflated into a credibility attack. That is not evidence doing the work. That is narrative doing the work. And in a neutral court, a truly neutral court, that point adds nothing on record. It has no value. It doesn't strengthen the state case. It doesn't expose dishonesty. It doesn't advance the truth. It's not helping in any shape or form. What it revealed instead, it was how fragile some of these so-called arguments are. No, Sibanda. No, it was empty. There was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there to what Sibanda was doing. Absolutely nothing. They depend on stripping answers of their context and hoping no one notices. So we noticed what you did there. One thing for sure, as I finished this video, Gwabini did not make a definitive claim. He did not contradict himself, and his evidence does not prove what it's being used to suggest. Read the record carefully. Once you do, the expose right itself. Because my goodness, Sibanda. Hey! Anyway, guys, what did you think about Sibanda and his first round? What did you think about his? Now, I felt like it was a 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes noodles, and I could not. Oh, I could not, son. I could not handle him. The shouting, the arrogance, the confidence. It was too much for me. And the next thing, he's exhausted in 2 minutes. Anyway, I'll see you on our next video. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.